That's kind of just all of what I've been thinking of my whole life. But now that I'm actually really close to that stage, I'm just like, what's next? Like death? Hi guys, welcome back to Tea with Tita,
where we share a cup of love.
It has been way too long. We are so sorry.
I know, we're just busy girls. So where
have we been? We said it last time. But where have you been?
I've been in school, girl. I've been in school. I actually just started this last week. So I started my physical therapy program.
Slay.
Yeah, so she's gonna be a doctor soon, so definitely very busy, but very excited to do all of that. So that is honestly all that's been going on with me. I've just been trying to do that, and then I came from traveling, so I've been gone. So that's what the deal was with why it's been taking so long to get episodes out, but we're back. It's grind time. We're gonna do it. So yeah, but that's the only update on my life. What about you?
Well, we'll end up talking about it, but I did start a new big girl job, I suppose. I'm an office girly now. Yeah, I have been so excited decorating my little cubicle, which is like something I did not expect to be excited about.
Yeah.
I have a little cubicle. She's gray.
It's the little things, you know?
Yeah.
It's the simple things.
And I have a loan now, guys. I'm such an adult. I have a loan. I also bought my very first car.
Ooh.
I know. It was scary going into the dealership all by myself, might I add. But I just had my best friend's dad on the phone the whole time, like, hey, help me out. Like, are they trying to scam me?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was all good. Got everything to my name, and I feel like such a big girl.
Yeah. What's her name again, your car?
Baby Shark.
Oh, yeah, Baby Shark.
Yeah.
I like BBW, but whatever.
Explain the BBW, because I don't think they'll know the context.
Big Blue Woman?
Big Blue? No, I don't think so. You mean like wagon?
I don't know. Was it BBW?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I thought a Big Blue Woman.
But I also thought about ABG.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to name her Ashley. So she would be like Ashley Blue. If you guys hadn't noticed, she's blue.
She's blue, yeah.
Yeah, she's blue. But yeah, so speaking of, let's talk about change. Because that's our topic for today.
Okay, that's where the tea is being spilled.
Should we kind of talk about like the changes we went through?
Yeah, I feel like we're in a weird transition right now in our lives where both of us are going through a lot of life changes, I think. And I think it's a lot to get used to and adapt to. I think mine specifically is just changing my lifestyle and just getting into that mindset of school again. It's been I've been in school for a long time because of my prereqs and everything that I had to do. So I've been in school every year, but this one is the real deal because I'm back on campus and it's a whole ass doctorate program. So I can't like mess around and stuff like that.
She's booked and busy, isn't she?
Yeah, so if you want to get a hold of me, give me 2 weeks in advance so I can put it on my Google calendar. But yeah, I think just transitioning into that because it's been a while since I've been on campus. It's been like 4 years, so I think transitioning into all of that and just mentally preparing myself for the chaos that is about to come and the crying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And all of that stuff, I feel like it's inevitable. I told myself that I should just have a mental breakdown the first day so then I can just get it over with.
But I feel like you're gonna have more than just that first day anyway. So it'll be an ongoing mental breakdown throughout the year.
All the time.
Yeah.
So if you see me and I look rough when we're filming again, that's why. Don't say anything. But yeah, I think just mentally preparing for that. I feel like I've always kind of been used to like the school that I was at before and then coming and moving back home. I've never been to college here. So
I went here.
Yeah.
But like, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No.
No, not at all. It's like what you make out of it, right? But yeah, I think it just kind of made me miss like back home when I was in SoCal.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not home anymore, you know? So it's this weird transition phase where I feel like I don't belong in
Really?
like a place specifically yet. Like I'm not used to it. Like when I think of like home over there versus home over here, it's like confusing.
Your heart's kind of in different places.
Yeah, my heart's just like split into two and it doesn't know
Yeah.
where to go.
Well, what's wrong with having both?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like it's not one or the other. My
Mhm.
therapist told me, you know, it's not black or white. So, I mean, that's actually the first thing I did when my first week back, syllabus week. I was like, where's that freaking free therapist?
You're lying.
Through school, yeah,
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
I got my appointment next week.
I
my
told
first
you about
appointment.
that, huh? I
Mhm.
remember.
I was like, school, yeah, you have so many free resources when you're back on school. So I signed up for that free therapy
Oh,
real
yeah.
fast.
I went. I miss it.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see her and meet her. I don't know who it is yet, but I think just what was I even talking about? Yeah, like not everything is black or white, you know. I
Mhm.
can have a middle. And I think just getting used to that, and then I don't know, I feel like I've been clinging on to like my past season of school and life down there. And I think it's kind of it makes me miss that comfort of like that campus, that area, my people that were there. And now it's like now I'm in this new place and I don't know where anything is and I get lost on campus.
But
And
isn't that change kind of good though? Because it feels refreshing that you're kind of restarting.
yeah,
in
I
your
think
own
it's
way.
good. I think that's what I remind myself, you know, like I feel like growth is something that can be good or bad, but I feel like it's just how you look at it and stuff.
Mhm.
And I think that's what I need to remind myself that this new chapter in my life is something that is really lucky, I guess, in that sense. You know, I feel like it's kind of that thing where this PT program is really hard to get into, like, but out of like thousands of applicants, I was the one that was chosen to be
I
in
know.
it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
She's doing good things.
But it's like I have to remember that, you know, I think I just get scared about that whole idea that it's a doctorate program, but I was chosen to be here and I made it here for a reason, so I need to focus on that. And I think I just need to believe in it that, you know, I was cut out and I was made for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think all the people that I'm going to meet is like all these amazing new adventures and wonderful relationships that I'm going to make is what I'm really excited about also. So I think that's like my whole thing with change right now. It's just like this weird middle transition phase. And I think I'm just letting go of like my past season, like life. Not even letting go, but just
Probably just like closing the chapter.
yeah,
and
closing
starting
that
a new
chapter
one.
and then like starting this new one
Mhm.
and stuff and being open to all the experiences and all
Exactly.
the people and stuff like
Because if you keep reminiscing on the past, you're kind of gonna be stuck in it.
yeah, no, I
Right?
feel like whenever I have been reminiscing on the past, I think it just kind of makes me more like I'm sad and like I miss them and blah blah blah, you know.
Then you'll be less likely to do things that would benefit you now.
Yeah, and then I feel like it makes me closed off to like the new
Mhm.
people that are here and the new relationships and opportunities and stuff like that. So I feel like just reminding myself doing that and everything is what I'm focusing on. Like
Going back on that makes me think about how far we've come, like even a year ago,
yeah.
how much we've changed.
Mhm.
Because I remember, was it last year?
What?
I got laid off. And it was so unexpected.
Was it?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, I think it was during the summertime.
Mm-hmm. It was now.
Yeah.
Because it's been that long.
Mhm.
And I remember the first time ever. I mean, it's just like life, you know?
Yeah.
You have to get at least laid off or fired once. I haven't been fired. I don't
Yeah.
think I'll ever be that person,
Mhm.
hopefully. But it felt really, really bad. I did not expect it. She was like, so I have a serious conversation. And I thought at first she was joking. She was
Yeah.
100% serious. She was laying me off.
Dang.
And then I was like, oh, this is a good job. I'm out of retail. I can finally move up somewhere in this field.
Yeah.
And then she let me go.
She's like, nah, like,
She's
you're
like,
gone.
Yeah. And I respect her. Obviously, I still talk to her. But then I had to call up my retail manager again. And I'm like, hey, can I come back?
Things aren't working out for me.
Yeah, it's so hard. And then I finally got my new job now.
Yeah.
And I finally quit that retail job. And I'm praying that it's not going to be a part 2.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
Because my team now really likes me. And they really want me to stay. And they're really appreciative that I'm there helping them out. So I think they're going to try their best to give me a full-time position. That's like my goal.
That's good.
Because I'm still working 2 jobs. It was just so funny because at the time I was like, a year ago, I was like, oh my God, I have no money. I'm broke. I don't have a job. I've been looking for months. Now I'm back in retail. And then now I'm over here stressing out over 2 jobs.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's all well.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it's funny because I think the thing that you've been I feel like we don't realize when we have been dreaming and craving the thing for so long, and then we get there, and then you're like oh my gosh, this is hard.
Yeah, you don't even realize that you're there.
Yeah.
You just keep like thinking, oh, what's gonna happen when I get this, when I get that, and then you finally have it, and you're like, what the fuck?
And you're like, whoa, I'm like living the dream that year ago me like was wanting for so long, you know. I like had that same moment with like my best friend. She like we were like a year ago today. We were on our way to this class that we both were in. And then I remember like every morning we would literally talk about life and just where we want to be, what we're trying to do, like how we're going to get there and stuff, and how we're working towards this specific goal. And then mine was going into PT school, and then hers was leaving the medical field and then going and pursuing off marketing and stuff, and she wanted to go move to the city. And like now
you're there.
We're both like exactly where we were both striving to be at. And now like I literally helped her move into her new place in the city like
a month ago.
And now like I started my first week of PT school. I just called her this morning too, and I was like, bitch, like we fucking made it.
You did.
We fucking made it. And it's just so crazy to think about. So I think it's just something that you really need to look at, because life really goes by really fast,
really quickly. How does that make you feel? How did that make you feel? Just reflecting on the fact that, oh my gosh, I'm here now, where I wanted to be for so long. And now that I'm here, I kind of just feel like, oh, like, is this what I actually wanted? Like, of course, I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I have.
Yeah.
But I think back then you put it at such a high pedestal where you had such high expectations for what it was going to look like. And now it's just normal every day to you.
Yeah. And
it doesn't feel as grand anymore.
Yeah. I get that. I think we often romanticize things in our brain a lot more. I think that with like everything, like even like good and bad situations, like situations that are good, like I mean they'll feel really good, you know, but everything has their moments, and like things that you think are horrible and are gonna go awful don't go as horrible and awful in life.
That's true.
So I feel like looking at both sides, I think it's something that is for sure like perspective, like everything in life, you know. It's like we made it, like we're here. And I think just celebrating that win is important too. So that means like, you know, we have to go out. Gotta go celebrate.
I know, she always says when we film, she says, right after we film, like, we're already done up. We should just go out.
Yeah, we should go leave. But
it's definitely a cause for celebration, though.
Yeah.
You know, I think we should have like a dinner. We should have a fancy dinner one of these days.
We should do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Later times.
Okay. We can plan it. But yeah. Were you think were your expectations met once you reached the goal that you actually like where you're at now?
I think I was just expecting an acceptance. Like that's all I really wanted, because my biggest fear was that I was putting in all this work and all this effort into sending applications and putting all this money into trying to get into PT school, and then I do all these interviews and then I don't get in. I think that was my biggest fear, was that I put in all this work and then like no one wanted me, and like that whole thing, which was really scary. But thank goodness, like thank God I was not in that situation. So I guess I didn't really like think or dream about what it would be like when I actually got there, because I just wanted that one acceptance. That was like my main thing in undergrad. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just need one school to accept me.
Yeah.
I just need
But you
one.
got multiple offers.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, so you are worth it.
Yeah. And I don't know, I guess I was thinking about it after I knew I got my acceptance. Then I was just traveling and stuff. I think I was expecting it to be a shit show. I mean, it's my first week, so give me a...
Oh, you're doing so great, sweetie.
give me a little bit. I mean, I know it's going to be hard. I think that's, like, the main thing. Like, everyone always tells me it's just really hard. I mean, of course, it's a doctorate program. Like, not everyone can do that and stuff. But I think just battling imposter syndrome, it was, like, a big thing. I feel like everyone always talks about that when they get into grad school or, like, a program where, you know, imposter syndrome hits really hard because you start questioning yourself, you know, like, your skills and stuff like that. Like, am I really...
Now you're making me think that, because now that I'm in the office, I'm like, since I am the youngest, and I have made it a point to be the cutest too. But that just made me think, well, because obviously I'm at a lower position than everyone else. But now that I'm thinking about it, once they do, and I'm saying once, because I'm going to get the big girl job. I'm manifesting already. Like, once I get there, will I feel like that? You know, I mean, obviously that's going to be in the future, but I wonder if that's something that I will experience too.
I mean, you'll see when you see, you know, and if it happens, like, you just tell yourself that you deserve to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? I think that's just, like, the main thing that I've been telling myself to help calm myself down, because I feel like when I think about the bigger picture and all these, like, things I have to do and exams and blah 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 and everything, it's like, okay, like, you're here for a reason. Like, you got chosen. It's because you are capable of doing all of those crazy things.
Like, you definitely can't sell yourself short. That was one thing that I learned from what my boss told me, why she even hired me on in the first place, was because that was around the time when I met her. That was around the time where I just got laid off. And I was really down. I was going through family stuff and other things. So I was just not really in a happy mood. And she caught me at a good time where she could say, and she was really nice. She said, she's like...
Wait, the one that fired you?
No. Oh, the one, my boss now.
Oh, that hired you?
Yeah, the one that hired me. Or I had a pretty long conversation with her and asked her to give me some advice, obviously. And she just said, like, you're capable of, like, more things than you think. And you have a lot of potential. And if they don't see that, then they're stupid. Yeah. And then, but she saw it.
Yeah.
So then that's why she was like, I have an opportunity for you. Let's have lunch. And I'm like, I'm going to get a job. And I got it.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I feel like everything works out, like, in due time, you know? I feel like, for sure, everything worked out in the time frame that it was supposed to work out with, like...
Like, you weren't supposed to get that offer. Like, for me. Like, I wasn't supposed to be at that job. Because now I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. Like, what's that word? Like, everything happens for a reason.
Exactly.
And I truly believe in that.
Me too.
Honestly. Because it's just been happening. It's just been working out well. Like, in our lives, you know?
Exactly. And I feel like that kind of attitude and just those vibrations, you know?
Good energy.
Really, like, attract everything that needs to come to you. I feel like 'cause everything you have is, like, everything you need, you know? And it'll come to you. And I feel like you have to just remember that the universe is, like, working for you. Universe, God, whatever, like, everything. Like, life isn't supposed to be this, like, tragic, horrible event where everything is going against you, you know?
Speaking of, that also, like, talking about, like, the past and realizing how fast things are moving forward, it made me realize how, because we're so focused on the future, and we probably said this before, but I think what I realized since everything moves so fast, I got the new job, I changed things with my retail job, and then I got the car. I feel like I'm reaching my goal towards, like, moving out, possibly moving out to the city, like, living with my girls. Like, I feel like I can reach that already. But at the same time, I feel like, oh, things are moving really quickly. Like, how much more time do I have left until I've actually reached that goal? And then what's left after that, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes you want to, like, take a step back and realize, like, oh, why am I working so hard? Like, well, obviously work hard, but why am I focusing too much on the future when I could, you know, live in the present?
Yeah. I think also when it comes to that, it's just focusing, like we've said it before in like our past episodes, is just focusing on the happiness now, you know, instead of, because obviously, like, I think we're both very proud of ourselves for getting to the goal that we reached, and like, you know, in the future when I get this, in the future, like when I get that job or when I get into that program. But I think it'll help really help you focus on like what's happening right now if you just like focus on like the current situation, I guess, in that sense, if that makes sense, you know, where it's like, oh, what's gonna happen after, blah blah blah, and this and that. It's like, okay, like that'll happen when it happens, so like take in the moment now and like breathe it all in before it's like not here anymore.
I think it's also, yeah, for sure, but it's easy to get excited over what could happen in the future too, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's something that it's obviously just like all a balance. It's all a balancing act. It's like you plan for the future, get excited about it, but it's also don't forget about what's happening right in front of you. It's like, don't let the excitement of the future take away from the beauty of the now, kind of thing.
Wow.
I read that off something, I don't know like where that came from.
Well, I think it's also, for me, I've just been getting a lot of anxiety just because I feel like I'm reaching that point where I will get my big girl job soon, and I will move out, and I will do all the things I've been dreaming of. But then, well, obviously I can't tell what's in the future, but in my head I'm thinking, well, what happens after I've reached all those goals? What's next, you know? Kind of like that. It's like, what's the next milestone in my life that I can reach? Because to me, growing up, it's always been, you're going to get the job, you're going to get the partner, and you're going to have the kids, but we're not going to have the kids, you know? And that's kind of just all of what I've been thinking of my whole life. But now that I'm actually really close to that stage, I'm just like, what's next? Like death? we just watched Barbie recently, so I've been really thinking irrepressible death Barbie vibes, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's life, baby. Like that's life, but that's like what makes it so meaningful, because there is an end. Like,
that's just so scary. Maybe I need to talk to my therapist about that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's no. It's like, I feel like death is always such like a weird topic, because I feel like no one likes to talk about it, but I feel like it's also very important to talk about.
Oh yeah,
because I think death is something, it's inevitable, you know, it's a common human trait we all have, that we're all gonna die. So,
but I feel like, and I just actually, an ex taught me this because I was so pessimistic back in my day, I guess. He said, he mentioned something about how, and I don't know why it changed my life when it was so basic. He said, well, why can't you just, you know, be happy with what you have now? Why do you have to focus so much on what's going to happen when you're dead? Like, when you're getting near that, you're going to be, you're going to want to look back in your life and realize, oh, I fulfilled everything I wanted to fulfill. And it's like, wow, I never thought of it. Why was that so life-changing for me?
Hey, at least you got something from your ex, right?
Yeah, that's true. Some wisdom, I suppose. Yeah.
I feel like everyone always gets wisdom from their ex somehow.
Somehow. If it's not by their words, it's by their actions or something. Yeah. But yeah.
That's true, though. It's like the whole thing about, it's like what we were talking about earlier, being focused, putting your happiness on the future versus the now. It's like the waiting on happiness kind of vibe. Where people are saying, oh, I'm going to be happy when I get that job. I'm going to be happy when I do this. I'm going to be happy when this falls into place.
Why can't you just be happy where you're at?
But it's like, what about right now? Like, what are you happy about right now? Because you don't know if tomorrow is going to come, or that thing. Or what if you don't get that job? What if something else is out there that's better for you, like you don't even know about yet, you know? So I feel like focusing on the things that are happening right now, and then being thankful for the little wins and stuff that come along the way. I feel like this is the thing. I feel like if you focus on what's happening right now and you're thankful for that, you'll look up and you realize you're at the goal that you wanted to be at a year ago.
Because that's literally what happened to us, isn't it?
Crazy.
I can't believe it.
We were just like, yeah, like we're gonna do all this. Let's just freaking make a podcast, and now it's like, what?
We're like more than 6 episodes in now.
Yeah, and then we're here.
We're still doing it. Yeah, we've changed a lot.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can like look back in our first episode, like we'll have like an anniversary or something. You're like, oh my gosh, things have changed that much, huh?
Yeah, it's just gonna keep on changing and keep on growing. Yeah.
But speaking of that, do you think that you kind of have any struggles with change?
Oh, definitely. I'm like not a good adapter. Like I feel like if I was a freaking monkey out in the wilderness, like back then, I would literally die. Because survival of the fittest is about adapting to your environment.
Yeah.
And it is not something that I have ever liked ever. I think it's just something because I'm very I've got anxiety.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just very like my anxiety, and I think I'm type A when it comes to like planning things out, and I like knowing what's going on, and I like knowing like the end and outcome of things.
I agree. I'm the same.
Which is so confusing because it's like
you can't do that with life. You can't plan life.
Yeah, it's like the total opposite of what life is all about and stuff, and I think it's just very hard for me to accept that, because I feel like I get scared and I get freaked out if I don't feel prepared and stuff, because I think it's like a defense mechanism. Like, oh, then I'm gonna get hurt, you know, and then I'm gonna be sad, and like I don't want to feel sad and I don't want to feel hurt and stuff. But I feel like
that's just life, man.
Yeah, I think subconsciously my brain, if I know what's going on and I can plan what's gonna happen, then I can plan it out so I don't get hurt, or like I don't
you
feel
can
sad.
Also plan your reaction ahead of time too.
Yeah, for sure. So change is for sure something that's always been like a very big issue for me, which just probably makes sense why I've been feeling anxious, and like I cried a night or two ago, like thinking about my life and how everything was going to be different and changed.
But I feel like crying kind of relieves that stress though.
Yeah, no, I slept so good after.
Yeah, you're probably like
Yeah, I slept so good, and then I like woke up and like journaled and stuff, and I realized that I was just scared of like the unknown.
The unknown, for sure.
And then I was just anxious and stuff, and then, you know, it's just a mix of that, and then imposter syndrome, wondering if I'm actually capable of being in the position that I am.
You are.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Exactly. And then just telling myself that and reminding myself that I'm here for a reason, you know? And then knowing that everything's going to work out and everything's going to go like how it should be, and God's plan, you know, like he's got me through it all, so he'll get me through this, so I have nothing to like worry about. I just gotta try my best, just gotta wake up, you know, do the darn thing, and then go to bed, and like that's it. Like that's all I can do, because it's like you're not a perfect person. Like, yeah, like I'm gonna have a mental breakdown here and there. Like any person,
yeah,
you know, and it's like from that, like I'll grow from it. I think I just needed to shift my mindset into thinking that I'm capable of like feeling those strong emotions, like when anxiety comes, when I'm scared, or when I'm fearful, and like accepting and knowing that like I have the tools and I have the capabilities to like get through that hard emotional state.
And you like, also have a good, you know, community to help you too.
Yeah, for sure. And then just like believing in myself, knowing that it'll pass, and then I'll learn from it, and then life will keep going on, and then I can be happy again.
You should be happy now. What are you talking about? You are happy now.
No, yeah, I am happy now. It's just like, I guess getting anxious, thinking about like how hard it is, and like knowing I'm gonna be like struggling. I just have to remind myself like, oh, like it'll come, it'll pass, like it'll go, you know?
You kind of have to freak out first before you actually do it, because at the end of the day, you're capable and you actually do the thing. So
yeah, I always do.
What are you worried about?
Yeah.
There's nothing to be worried about.
I'm crying doing it or like not crying doing it. It gets done.
It gets done. You do it.
What about you? Like, how are you about with change and stuff like that?
It makes me very reminiscent of my past.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I feel that. Yeah.
It's so bad. I'm the person that always like looks back on things.
Mm-hmm.
But then now I'm more cautious, and I kind of always have to remind myself, like, there's no reason in going back on those things. Why would you try to go back to something that didn't serve you? Like, it already served you. Mm-hmm. You don't have to like flip the pages again just to see if it's something still there. That could apply to anything too.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that reminds me of it's like a lesson where growing up means you're unlearning things that served you in a past season, and knowing that it just doesn't serve you now. You know?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Because the way I see it, well, obviously change is so uncertain, and I already know what's happened in my past. So I know I can control and manipulate it in any way that I need to. Mm-hmm. If that's like to ease my pain, I suppose, or ease my anxiety. So I already know that this is going to be the reaction that I'm going to get, or what I will see. Mm-hmm. Versus, if I stray from this direction moving forward, I don't know what's going to happen. So that's just all scary to me.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm trying to like get out of my comfort zone, and it just takes a little bit of, learning.
Yeah. Baby steps.
Yeah. But definitely that's really just the main thing, where it makes me just want to go back. But at the same time, why would I want to? Because you're just moving forward. Mm-hmm. I can't be stuck on the past forever, and you shouldn't be stuck in the past forever, because
I feel that, yeah.
There's no point. Mm-hmm. There's so much more rainbows and sunshine in the future.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity that you could be missing out on if you're just holding on to the past and stuff.
But I am glad that because before I would have held on to the past, like, even if it was like my last shot, I would try to like just like hold on to the very last thread.
The death grip.
Yeah, but just like this. But now I actually am just like, okay, take a step back. Is this going to be good for you?
Yeah.
No. Okay, so why are you trying to go back? You're so right. Future me is so smart.
For sure.
But yeah, it's not bad to reminisce and like miss the old days for sure, but I think accepting the fact that it's already served you and it made you happy at the time. Mm-hmm. But obviously now in this present moment, you can find happiness elsewhere.
Yeah, for sure. I think also just like remembering, I think just the like reality of like what your past actually was like, because I think it's easy being here now and looking back, and it's easy. It's like an ex, You
kind of realize like all the good things, but you have to understand that you're seeing it from like rose-colored lenses.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Like I feel like it's easy to look back on like a situation or a time frame or like relationship, and it's like, oh, like it was so good, like it was so fun, or like they were great, this and that. But then you have to step back in reality and be like, was it like that great? Like, were you having that great of a time? Like, or were you like actually like itching to like move on, or like grow into something else? Like, it's stuff like that.
Kind of thinking like, at least nowadays, because obviously we're entering our bigger era. So then I just think back in the day where it's like, we always say this too, is like, dang, we're like old. Don't we miss just like not having any responsibilities and all that? So it's like kind of like that too, where it makes you think back on the old days where, dang, remember when we would just come home and like brush our teeth to like Fergie, and that would be like the funnest thing to our day,
Oh my gosh, we did like doing that.
Yeah, exactly. But now we're over here just like, hey, I'm free on this day. Like, why do we have to put each other's on our calendar? Like, the things have changed so much since like
adult play dates are so difficult.
I know.
Like, so difficult. Oh my gosh. But it's true. Yeah. I think about that too when I think about like college. Oh my gosh, I feel so old. Back in college. When I think about how like we would party all the time and go out and stuff, and like sometimes I'm like, dang, like that was so nice, like just freaking like
carefree,
like no care in the world, just like a sticky frat house, like drinking cheap alcohol, like
jungle juice.
Yeah, wearing some ridiculous outfit because there was a theme. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, so simple. But I'm like, dang, if I was like there now, I would be like, ew, like, this is like not like how I have fun anymore.
Yeah, now we're just like, we can have dinner and maybe 2 cocktails.
Yeah, like, that's like a crazy night for me.
I know. Oh my goodness.
You know?
But that's just us. That's us changing.
Yeah, very transitional period right now for sure. So, a lot of learning, I feel like, is bound to happen and like growth. So, I mean, and you guys are going to come along with us, I guess, through all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the tea. Thanks, guys, for spilling the tea with us.
Yeah. Sharing this cup of love, man.
I know. We'll try our best to be more consistent with posting.
Yeah.
But thanks for being here. Honestly, we appreciate you so much for listening, even if it's just 1 or 2 people. But this is really good for us and for having so much fun. Yeah, it's just
our therapy sessions. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Since I don't have therapy, but yeah.
I'll share my therapy knowledge on here for free.
I love that. Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.